So this is Nigel Townley. This is a short video to show you how to set up Webex. What I'm going to show you today is how to set Webex up to do an audio conference, much in the same way that you probably used Global Meet in the past. But I'll also show you Webex personal rooms and also how to schedule a Webex meeting from Outlook, all of which are very straightforward. But the audio conference, first of all, needs a little bit of setup. So let me just show you how to do that. The first thing is how to get into Webex. So the URL is very easy. It's innovateuk.webex.com. You should already have a Webex account and you should have received an email from Webex with your details. If you don't think you have that or you don't think you have an account, you can click on the sign up button here, or you can drop me an email. Either way is fine, and I'll sort you out. Anyway, let's assume you've got your account. This is a test account that I've set up. And when you get in there, it will take you into the My Webex tab. And the first thing we'll do is just go into set up the audio conferencing similar to Global Meet. So click on the Preferences button, expand all. And the first thing you'll need to do is to set up an audio pin. Despite the name, this is going to be your host ID for your audio conferencing. Pick something that you can remember. I would say something like your birthday and birth month. So for me, it's 9th of November. Put in, you don't have to do that, but something memorable. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4 though, just remember that. And then once you've set the audio pin, you can then go ahead and create your personal conference. To do that, you click on the Generate Account button, and then click on the Generate button, and it will create you a host access code and an attendee access code. Just close that for now. Go down to the bottom and save. And now, if you go back down to the personal conferencing section, you've got all of the details about your audio conference bridge, and this is just for you in the same way that you had your own in Global Meet. So the first thing is the dial-in number. So the dial-in number of the conference bridge is the same whatever Webex meeting you're joining. The UK number is 0203 478 5289. And there are bridges all over or there are access codes, access numbers all over the world. And you can click on that URL there and it will show you what the other access numbers are. But I'll assume most of the people joining your conferences will be in the UK, so that's probably the number to give them. And then these are your two access codes. So the host access code for you as host would be 581, well, in my case, it's 581 66686. For you, it will be something completely different. And when I join the bridge as a host, I'll be asked for the access code. I'll type that in. It'll then say, if you're the host, enter your host ID, which is the 0911 in my case. So whatever you put in for the audio pin is your host ID. Anyone else joining the meeting would be an attendee, so you would ask them to dial this number, followed by a hash. It will then ask them if they're the host, which they won't be, and they just enter a hash, and then they'll be joined to the bridge. It's much easier if you try it out for yourself, but it's very, very straightforward. Once you've set up those numbers, they all stay the same, and you can keep those to hand out in your Outlook invitations or when you're giving details to people. Okay, so that's audio conferencing, and that should make it pretty easy to transition from Global Meet for the majority of your calls. However, I'm hoping that you'll make more use of web collaboration now because it's very, very easy. And the easiest way to set up a web collaboration in Webex is using what's called a personal room. Again, you should have a personal room set up. If not, the way you set it up is in the Preferences section under My Webex again, but I think you'll find your account already has it enabled. So to get into the personal room as an attendee, all you need to do is to go to this URL, or you can enter this button here if you were logged into your account, and that will take you to a personal room. So you can think of this as a web collaboration session that's always open in a way. You don't have to schedule it. You can access it at any time just by typing that URL or hitting that button. So if you were chatting to someone and you just wanted to get onto web collaboration, they could just go to that URL. In fact, on my emails, I put the URL of my personal room in my signature, and then it's always accessible, people I'm working with. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. So I can, in fact, I'll just use the URL first of all. I could hit that button, but I'll just show you that it's the same thing. Okay, that takes me to the same page, and then I can enter the room. Okay, and now that's a web collaboration session that's running. So once I'm there, I don't have any audio connected, but I can see the main page there. So to connect to the web collaboration, to connect audio, you've got two options. You can either connect using voice over IP, which is obviously free, and you just click on that button. And you'll have noticed that there's some headphones there with some lines coming off it. That's showing that it's receiving some sound, which is me talking, but my audio is connected. I could also start my webcam, which is a bit hideous, so I'll switch that off quickly. But if there are other people on the bridge, they would be able to see my camera as well. Now I can also connect with a phone. So if I just dial from my mobile, which I've just got here, just bear with me a second. Right, so it's 0203 478 5289. Okay.
Welcome to Webex. Enter your access code.
It's the access code, which is 840638793 hash.
Enter your attendee ID number followed by a hash.
And in my case, it's 3 hash. And now you'll notice that the headphones have changed to a phone. That shows that I'm dialed in from a handset. So I'm saying something, you can see from the blue hashes or the blue symbols there. And we're now all connected. Now, if there was somebody else on the bridge and I wanted to share something with them, I just click on the share screen, just here. And now anything that I'm doing on my screen, if I wanted to share a presentation or a document or look at an email, they would see that at the same time. The other thing you can do here is you could start recording. So just click on the recorder button and click on the red button. And now the meeting's being recorded, and you can always tell it's being recorded because you've got this red flashing light at the top. So if you're on the bridge and you want to know that it's being recorded, you'll be able to see that. Obviously only if you're on the web collaboration. So other things on here, probably the other thing to look at is participants. This is the participant panel, so everybody that's on the bridge would be listed here. From there you can mute yourself, you can unmute yourself. There's also a chat. So unfortunately I'm the only one on this bridge, but if there were other people you'd be able to see them in this drop list. So you can either send a message to somebody individually, or you can just send a message to everyone. Okay, not very interesting because I'm the only one there. And then when we're finished, I can stop sharing. I can stop recording. The recording, by the way, is stored in the cloud, so you don't need to worry about it taking space on your PC. I'll show you where to get those in a minute. I'm just going to hang up this call. So now you'll see that speaker's gone, sorry, the phone indication's gone away because I've hung up, and in fact at the moment there's no audio connected at all. So how do you get other people to join this conference? You could send them an email, or you could just make a copy of the URL and then send them an email. So if I go here, you could just send them that URL, and if you clicked on that, then they would be able to join the meeting themselves. But for now, I'm just going to leave the room, which ends the meeting. Okay, and then that's done. So let me show you another way in which you can set up a meeting. So let's create an Outlook. So test meeting. And this time I'm going to use the Webex plugin, which has already been installed, and I'll show you where you get that. But when it's installed, you'll see this button in your Outlook. I just click on that. It can use any of the products, but in fact we're going to use Meeting Center, which is the primary product. The meeting password isn't really used, to be honest, so you are allowed to put 1234 there. Say OK. And at the moment it doesn't look as though there's anything there, but if I just save it and then open that up again, you'll see that it's now got all the Webex information in there. So the people that you that you invited to the meeting would get all of this information. To join the meeting, they just need to click on that URL, and you'll see that it's put in there all of the details on how to get in, including the password, which is encrypted. Okay, so everything that you need to get into the Webex is included. So that's by far the easiest way to schedule a Webex if you're not using Personal Room. Okay, what else was I going to show you? Yes, recordings. So we did a recording earlier on. So if I click on so I'm back in Meeting Center, my recorded meetings, and there you can see that recording that we did. If I just open that up, you'll see basically two links. So there's a streaming link. You can download the file if you want. I wouldn't recommend it, but all you really need is this this link here. What I'll do is I'll just click on that. So that's the recording. I'll just close that for now. Right, so the other thing I was briefly going to show you was Webex running on a mobile device. Okay, there we go. Right, so what I can do, whoops, wrong one. So on here we've got Webex as well. Just see, yeah. Okay, so right, let me just go back to right. So if I type in my meeting number 840-638-793, join. Okay. Right, I can connect on my phone by using voice over IP, which I'll just do quickly. So that's connected. What you should be able to see is that I'm connected there. I managed to mute myself. Not sure I managed that. So that's my iPhone connected. Let me just close that. It's my iPhone connected to the bridge, and this is my. It's going to be a bit confusing, but hopefully it makes sense. And now, if I share my screen, you should see that shared on the iPhone as well. There we are. So now, if I open up, there you are. You can see the iPhone's there, and you can also change the orientation. That's really confused it. Let me just switch off sharing. But anyway, suffice it to say, you can run Webex on your phone or your iPad. It works really well. You can use your headphones in the normal way. So definitely give it a go. You can download the app for free. So that's all I really wanted to show you right now on Webex. Have a play around. Got any questions? Feel free to give me a call or come into one of the drop-in sessions. I'm happy to take you through it. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, and I said I'd indicate where you download the productivity tools for Webex. So this would install the plugin to allow you to create Webex meetings at the same time you create meeting in Outlook. Again, under Meeting Center, if you go down to Downloads, now you can see the download software. So there's the productivity tools. There's a Mac or a Windows version. The Mac version may not work on the latest version of Outlook. You'll have to give that a go and see whether that works, but Windows should be fine. And this is the Meeting Center application that gets downloaded automatically the first time you open Webex. So if you noticed it downloading something, that's the software it downloads. But sometimes some organizations block downloads, and in those cases we'll have to work with their IT groups to install the application, the Meeting Center application. Anyway, that's where the productivity tools are. Just download those and install them. Create a new meeting. Do you see the Webex icon there? Okay.